Ah, wow. Okay. This really separates the men from the boys.
Up in the sky, it's a bird.
It's a plane!
It's a geek.
Last time we talked about DC, to some of y'all, I basically took a big giant poop on what James Gunn had just released with Creature Commandos. But at the same time, I didn't. I said, yeah, I'm looking forward to what James Gunn can do, but at the same time, I don't think Creature Commandos should be what we start the DCU with. And of course, that video got a lot of hate. Right now, it's sitting at 35 likes and 24 dislikes. Alright, and usually I would clap back at people, but I didn't this time. And I had one dude, he was saying, oh man, you're just hating. Man, you shouldn't have made this video because you just hating. Buddy, if you find a channel that is just hating with everything, they're a bad channel. If you find a channel that is just liking everything, they're a bad channel. My channel doesn't do that. Do I hate a lot of stuff or don't like a lot of stuff? Yes, but I also have a video, one of my most popular videos, that says DCU can actually overtake Marvel. So I have faith in James Gunn. So I don't know where this narrative of me hating on the DCU and hating on James Gunn came from. One other thing before we get started into my DCU. With my DCU, just because I criticize James Gunn doesn't mean I'm a Snyder fan. Just because I criticize Snyder doesn't mean I'm a James Gunn fan. I am a superhero fan. I like cool superhero stuff. I love anime. That's what I like. So if you're getting your feelings about me saying something about whoever your daddy is, Snyder or James Gunn, my bad. But at the same time, I'm not a big fan of either one. Let's go into my DCU slate. We have a couple of rules. Nothing from the DCEU is canon. We're starting completely fresh. All right, that's rule number one. We are focusing on known IPs for the most part. Now I have one thing that I had in my slate that is known to most people. We're not doing any shows for our first slate one, and we're not doing any origin stories of our most popular characters. And you'll see what I mean in a minute. The first movie in my DCU slate one, Gods Amongst Men, is none other than Teen Titans Beyond the Mask. In this movie, Teen Titans team will be comprised of Robin, Dick Grayson of course, Starfire, Beast Boy, Raven, and Cyborg. How I envision, I wrote kind of like the plots and stuff of what I had for each idea of these movies. They're kind of still working together. They're kind of still seeing what works with them and what doesn't. We'll have some flashbacks on, not really flashbacks, but maybe like callbacks on what each character is going through or how they got to where they're at. I kind of wanted to focus on Dick Grayson in this movie because I'll tell you who they're going to be going up against in a minute. It'll kind of be focusing on like Dick Grayson and his still trying to get out of Batman's shadow and still be his own hero, and they will be fighting Red Hood. Now I'm not going to tell y'all the whole plot of all this stuff because we'll be here for like 2 hours, because if I show y'all my script, it's crazy. So if y'all don't know, Red Hood is none other than Jason Todd. So Jason Todd was, if I remember correctly, the second Robin. And what I'm saying is, I'm not a big DCU knowledge person, all right? He was the second Robin, and what basically happened was the Joker, it was presumed that he had killed Jason Todd, and he ended up hating everything, and that's when he became Red Hood. Red Hood is kind of him doing his own sense of justice, but at the same time, he's a little violent. So we're going to have him combat with the Teen Titans. And because who Jason Todd is, he's very, very smart. That's basically that movie. So the plot ends with Buddy. He's like, yeah, I can't kill Jason. So Jason is kind of beat up to a pulp, and we will see him again in my slate. So that is the gist of that movie. Cool little starting movie, and you kind of expound on who everybody is, and we focus on Dick Grayson. Our second movie is Superman World's Defender. With this movie, we have Superman going against Metallo. So I kind of wanted to envision that Lex Luthor was kind of putting together Metallo, who is kind of like a robot whose heart is made of kryptonite, and he's just strong. And Lex Luthor kind of being behind the scenes of that. This would focus on Superman I wanted to do a character study of Superman. So this would kind of be like Superman going against the things where he's like really a god, but at the same time he's trying to appeal to these humans. But Lex Luthor is twisting how the perception is in the world to where Superman is seen as the bad guy. So Superman is going through a lot of stuff mentally, and that's basically the gist of that movie. It's simple stuff. But I have a whole script. If you want me to do more, I will do more. But that is the gist of that movie. It ends with obviously Superman winning that fight. Metallo is no longer around, but we do see Lex Luthor have more things up his sleeve, and we kind of hint at my sixth movie in the slate where Luthor starts researching this artifact that can go through time. All right, so I'm kind of getting my little Kang fix in this. All right, this is what I'm kind of working with. Okay, my next movie is Batman Broken Wings. So in this movie, I wanted my superheroes to be a little like mentally deranged and sad, all right? So Batman is sad, still thinking about, dang, Jason Todd might be dead, all right? He was my Robin, I could have saved him, he's dead, and I really did nothing about it. But not only do we have Jason Todd in this movie, we have Deathstroke. So Deathstroke is kind of the main person, Slade Wilson. And he doesn't really have a motive in this one, which could kind of be seen as a bad thing for this plot. But he gets hired by none other than Lex Luthor. Lex's whole thing is just trying to gain power where power it is. So in my stuff, Lex kind of already put together that he knows Bruce Wayne is Batman. So he's like, hey, Deathstroke, go see what Batman's talking about. Deathstroke, he knows a lot about Batman. He ends up trying to fight Batman, and by doing this, he actually fights Jason Todd at first. Tries to fight Jason Todd because Jason Todd is still over the fact that he just lost to Nightwing. I didn't expound on that Nightwing plot with Jason. So the reason why Jason is fighting Deathstroke is because he goes to Deathstroke and says, yo, I need some training. Train me up because I want to get back at Nightwing. And Deathstroke's like, hey, prove yourself to why I should train you. So that's how they're fighting. And then they end up going to fight Batman. So I ain't expounding on that part, but that kind of connects the dots better. Deathstroke's fighting him, and he's basically like, you have heart, I see you have hatred, let's use that. What's your problem? And Jason is like, man, I'm mad that no one came to save me. So they end up teaming up, and they go against Batman. It ends with Batman ultimately beating Deathstroke, and Red Hood escapes away again. But at this point, Red Hood kind of is having a change of heart. It's like Batman is kind of like, he's beating on Red Hood, but he doesn't want him to kill him. He doesn't want to kill him or anything. That's how that movie goes right there. Movie number 4, project number 4 is Green Lantern's The Power of Two. With this, I wanted to focus on Hal Jordan and John Stewart. And they're both in sector 2814, and they're just monitoring. Obviously, Earth is a planet in that sector, and they're monitoring Earth. In this, they come across someone named Mansoor, who is trying to take over the Green Lantern Corps, and he is doing this basically with the nod of Sinestro. Armand is like, hey, bro, y'all like the two most powerful people. I need that. I need this sector right here. I need y'all to be on my side. It starts with Hal basically trying to go against Mansoor on his own. He realizes that, hey, bro, this dude is crazy strong. All right, crazy strong. So that's when he's like, hey, John Stewart, I need your help. I need your expertise. And they kind of go at him together. And then they realize, okay, we beat him, but there's another larger threat at play. And it kind of ends with teasing Sinestro for the next movie. This one is kind of like my love project in my slate. This one is called Static Shock and the Big Bang, and this would be a Max special. So this is actually an origin story because Static Shock is not as known as the other IPs. This follows Virgil Hawkins, and they go through the Big Bang. The Big Bang is essentially an explosion that allows a lot of people to get like these meta-human powers. Virgil's, he gets his electricity powers, and he's starting to try to like understand his powers and understand what he wants to do, how he can do it. And we find him another dude who's named Ebon. So Ebon is basically a gang member, and in this, I kind of want to shy away from the term gang. It starts by like two crews kind of fight each other. So Ebon is kind of part of another crew. Virgil is just in the vicinity, and that's when this accident happens. So Ebon gets his powers, and his powers are kind of like dark powers. Because he's misunderstood, they just go at it. That's it, bro. That's the whole point of that one. And I wanted this to kind of be like an hour long or whatever. I've been telling y'all the basics of each plot, so that's 5 movies right there, or 4 movies in one special. And I don't want to keep this video long. This next movie is called Justice League. The Rise of Vandal Savage. So I'm gonna literally read out the script that I created, and we'll go from there. The script starts like this. The Justice League comes together for the first time under the guidance of Flash. Using his unique connections to the Speed Force, Barry perceives the vast, ominous threat of Vandal Savage, an immortal warlord with a god complex who seeks to reshape history itself. Barry, able to perceive alternate timelines and foresee potential dangers, knows that Savage is attempting to manipulate time to his own benefit, and the only way to stop him is to unite a team of Earth's greatest heroes. Flash, aware of the larger stakes, reaches out to Superman, Batman, and the Green Lanterns. The Justice League comes together reluctantly, as each hero is initially working on their own mission or dealing with personal issues. Superman and Batman, although allies, have different approaches to solving problems. Hal and John's differing personalities creates tension within the team. However, Flash's Speed Force awareness gives him an advantage in seeing the bigger picture. He knows that this team, despite their differences, is key to stopping Savage. So that's how the team kind of forms together. I wanted to have Flash put this team together because I felt like I'm not aware if he's done that before, but I haven't really seen that. Flash doesn't get his own movie because we don't want his own movie, and we just had to think of the Flash for the DCEU. So this is a whole different Flash, and he's just there. Vandal Savage has found a way to manipulate time itself through a powerful device, which he has hidden deep within his fortress. With it, he intends to not only alter history, but make himself an omnipotent ruler of all time. Savage's motivation stems from his deep desire for control and his godlike view of his own immortality. He believes that humanity and the universe can only be saved through his reign, and is willing to sacrifice anything or anyone to make that happen. Throughout this movie, Savage manipulates events in subtle ways, causing chaos around the world. He uses his immortality and intelligence to stay several steps ahead of the Justice League, forcing them to work together to unravel his plans. The team faces multiple challenges, including fighting Savage's minions, overcoming personal conflicts, and battling the device that can manipulate time. The device, capable of erasing entire timelines or creating alternate realities, proves to be a powerful weapon against the heroes. The final battle takes place at Savage's fortress, when the team confronts him and his army of time-manipulated soldiers. Savage, wielding the time-manipulating device, creates distortions, making the battle a even greater challenge. Superman and Hal Jordan fight through these shifts, while Flash uses his Speed Force abilities to stabilize the team's movements within these timelines. Batman, relying on his intellect and detective skills, discovers the key to deactivating this device. In a climactic moment, the Flash taps into the potential of the Speed Force, using his awareness of time to guide the team and preventing Savage from activating this device. As Savage is defeated, he vows that he will return, but for now his reign of manipulation is over. The Justice League, now formed, emerges as a cohesive unit, having fought not only Savage's forces, but also through their internal struggles. The film ends with the League standing united, knowing that they have prevented a catastrophic event, but also aware that many more challenges lie ahead. In the post-credit scene, Lex Luthor, observing the remnants of Savage's time manipulation device, begins to formulate his own plans. He sees the League as a threat, but also as a tool to be used in his quest for control. The scene sets up Luthor's rise as a future antagonist, hinting that his involvement with the League will only grow in the next coming slates. And that is my DCU slate, Gods and Monsters. I'm pretty sure I'll get hate with this too. A lot of people be like, oh, well, this is trash and this is... You create your own slate then, buddy. Alright, this is the stuff I came up with off the top of my head. And I think this, honestly, is better than what Gunn has for his first one. So let me know your thoughts on this. But yeah, that's it. Without further ado, if you love the video, like the video. If you don't love the video, slide the video on the road to 350 subscribers. I appreciate anybody who like my content, share my content. Without further ado, I'm out. Peace.